WHW Monday. And now, let's go to the ring. And here's your co-host. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
Conrad, how was your weekend? How was your Father's Day weekend?
It was fantastic, man. It was a really surreal week. Proud to be here with you.
Good. I'm glad it was a surreal week. Very much for me too. A lot going on in my life, and but it's all good. It's all good, and it's great to be talking to everyone again. I've kind of been peeking now and then at social media, more to go to TikTok and go to Instagram and check out the dog videos that I love, and check out a goose video now and then that I love. But
every now and again, a goose video does make its way to my inbox. It does, yeah.
Isn't it amazing? At every goose video you see, it's a goose trying to kick somebody's ass
and succeeding usually.
Usually, absolutely. So anyway, everything's great on this end. I'm glad everything's great. I'm glad it's been an unreal week for you. You want to divulge into why it was an unreal week, or is that private?
Well, I can't believe this is real, but both of my girls have now graduated high school. Morgan graduated this past Monday, and
wow,
it's fantastic spending the weekend with former WCW champion David Flair and his lovely family on the lake. They got this new badass boat, and that was fun. And got to celebrate Morgan graduating high school and film some stuff for Starcast, and came home long enough to repack and announced we have a bowl game now, Tony. Kind of a weird deal.
I saw that you are sponsoring a bowl game in the Bahamas.
Yeah, how about that shit, dude? So it's the ESPN Hometown Lenders Bahamas Bowl going down on my dad's birthday in the Bahamas, December 16th. Of course, I would invite you, but I know you've got baseball. I mean, you've got AEW. So the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, even more so now than ever. What day of the week is it on?
I didn't look. That's a great question, though. Let's take a look.
I think if I remember, it's a Friday.
You nailed it. It is a Friday. So there's a chance you'll be doing TV that day.
You never know.
You never know. Let's not pretend you were ever going. You know what I mean? Well, you won't get in your car 3 hours. Come see me. So there's no way you're going to freaking Bahamas.
Yeah. Although the Bahamas are pretty nice.
It was, I got to tell you, it was my wife Megan's first time going, and I don't think she knew what to expect, but like you and Frilly Toothpick, she's for them.
Mm-hmm.
She's for them.
So how did this all come together? Without indulging the wheres and the whys and the business arrangement, did ESPN approach you? Did you go to ESPN and say, hey, you know what? I'd like to sponsor a bowl game.
Yeah. People, reach out and try to get you to sponsor stuff all the time. And, this one just sort of happened to be at the end of the year where, we're going to have certain people in our company who take like a big company rewards trip sort of deal. So, you checked a lot of boxes. It's like, hey, it's a good thing for marketing and recruiting and things like that. And
yeah, it is.
It's branding more than anything else, but it does sort of, show that, hey, look at us. We're growing a little bit.
Yeah. Now here's the other big question during the commercial breaks. Are we going to see your dumbass? I mean, are we going to see your face on TV?
I sure hope not.
Well, you would have to, you do your own spots.
Yeah, that's correct. But I mean, maybe there's some big check presentation. Who knows, buddy? That's a long time from now. And I know that not only will you not be there, you won't be watching, even though we watch every week to support you because we're not fair weather friends. You know what I mean?
Kind of. I just really don't care that much about college football anymore.
No, I get it. I mean, I know that it's all about Evil Uno and Ricky Starks, Eddie Kingston, Aubrey Edwards. Who the fuck is Nick Saban? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Who the fuck is Nick Saban, by the way? So anyway.
So what'd you do this weekend for Father's Day? Take us through Father's Day for Mr. Schiavone.
Okay. Father's Day. I woke up about 9.
Wow. That's a good one for you.
Yeah, that's a good one for me. Went downstairs with the bug, took him out to pee, and then sat in the family room with Bug to see what was on TV, and I fell asleep.
Oh, good for you.
Lois and I went out about noon, went to a couple of stores, and then we went out to eat. We came back here and started putting wallpaper on the stairway down to the baseball room because we're finishing up the baseball room.
Real bored.
Yeah. And then I got a text from you that, hey, let's record. So that's kind of what Father's Day was to me. I got a text from 4 or 5 of my kids to say, Happy Father's Day.
That's cool.
Didn't really see any of them, but that's okay. They got their own families. I understand. And so that's kind of what it was. So now I'll hit the road again on Tuesday, the day before this drops nationwide, a day after it drops for our fans on ad-free shows and what happened when, and go to Milwaukee, come home for about 2 days, and then head off on to Forbidden Door.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Well, we got to talk about that, but let me ask, when you're going to Milwaukee, right? Yeah. Are you going to eat some cheese with Lenny Bakken, or what's the plan there?
I hope not.
Good. I'll be honest, I kind of forgot. It snuck up on me. Forbidden Doors this freaking Sunday, huh?
Yeah, it sure is. 26.
And this is a show that a lot of people are going to be talking about. Of course, it's New Japan essentially versus AEW. Do I have that right?
Essentially,
yeah. I don't think we've hit anybody over the head with it, but it certainly feels like you got 2 promotions, and there will be some inter-promotional matches. Fair to say?
Yeah, fair to say. We are going to have a women's title match between Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm because New Japan Pro Wrestling does not have a women's division. Am I right?
I believe so, but I'm not sure that we're allowed to say that.
Okay. I believe women's wrestling is either Stardom or Joshi Pro, and maybe a couple other ones. So anyway, that's what
Joshi Pro or Tokyo Joshi.
I thought it was Joshi Pro, but I don't know.
I did too, but then I heard Sonny Ono. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Here's what I know. You and I don't know a lot about Japanese wrestling, but we do know a lot about winning prizes. And I'm talking, of course, about WrestlingPrizes.com. Wrestling fans, it's time to win with Zen. Get on over to WrestlingPrizes.com right now to register for your chance to win 1 in 4 once-in-a-lifetime digital Q&A sessions with wrestling legends like Ric Flair, Eric Bischoff, Jim Ross, or Mick Foley. Winners also get an autographed replica championship belt and a prize pack from Zen. Zen is America's #1 nicotine pouch. Register once per day now through July 15th. And don't forget, you get this once-in-a-lifetime digital Q&A session. Ric Flair, Eric Bischoff, Jim Ross, or Mick Foley, plus the title belt, plus the prize pack. It's all happening at WrestlingPrizes.com. You can register once every day now through July 15th at WrestlingPrizes.com. Here's a disclaimer for you. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to U.S. residents 21 and over. Void where prohibited. For the official rules, visit WrestlingPrizes.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. And Tony, speaking of addictive chemicals, I need to tattle on myself. I have realized that try as I might, I can admit I'm addicted to Diet Coke. I gave it up completely. I've just been chugging water, but on this trip, on all this travel, I relapsed. And I had one, then I had one a day. I had one in the morning and one in the evening. I just think it's like maybe the best flavor of all time. Do you remember being addicted to a chemical before, and what was it?
I'm kind of addicted now to Monster Ultra Fiesta.
Okay. I don't even know what that is. Is that a beverage?
Yeah, it's the energy drink Monster Zero. They have a zero with no sugar.
Okay.
And it's called Ultra Fiesta. It's a mango flavored. And I drink 2 of those a day. I drink one when I get up in the morning instead of coffee, because I'm really not into coffee, even though I worked at Starbucks. And and then I'll drink one maybe later in the day. And then if you probably haven't noticed, because we always put it behind the monitors, but I always have an Ultra Fiesta with me on the desk at Dynamite. So sometimes I'll drink 3 during the day on those days. So yes, I have been addicted to those. And I was addicted at one time, and you'll recall here, to Mellow Yellow Zero.
Yes.
But the fine folks decided they weren't going to do that anymore. And so I remember I went to Publix. It was about 3 months ago. I went to Publix, and there were 2 12-packs of Mellow Yellow Zero.
Did you snag them?
No, I didn't. I looked at them. I took a picture to Lois. Lois said, "My God, get them." I said, "Nope. I've moved on. I'm now in a Monster Ultimate Fiesta, Ultra Fiesta. Mellow Yellow Zero can kiss my ass." It's basically what I told Lois. So
wow. I mean, you went full blown Hulk Hogan promo with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, come on. It's not, it really pissed me off. I get it. I know the pandemic was bad, and people are still getting sick now and then, but come on, an excuse not to make Mellow Yellow Zero the best drink they ever had made. There wasn't anything close to it.
Man, you still got big heat over there.
Oh, I'm pissed off at him, big time.
I mean, are we just saying fuck them right now? We're saying that in a loud and clear voice.
Loud and clear voice.
Wow.
Yeah, even though I live in the Atlanta area, I will not partake of their beverages. That's the way I feel. And that's happened to me a couple of times, that I like something and they'll discontinue it.
Hey, so let me ask you this. You're like a self-admitted stooge, right?
Not even close, but go ahead. If you want to use that term, go ahead.
Well, I just saw over the weekend that the Rhodes family celebrated their daughter's 1-year birthday, and I saw a whole bunch of AEW folks, and I know he lives right up the street from me, but I didn't see you there. What's the deal? You got big heat with Cody now?
I was invited, but we were wallpapering the basement.
Please tell me you told Cody, sorry, I can't come to your special gathering. I'm wallpapering.
I didn't tell him that. I said, I can't make it. I just was into shit, and I was just.
Well, and you also felt like, if you go, it's going to be big heat, right? I mean, you can't fraternize.
No, I can fraternize with him. As a matter of fact, I sent him a text and I said, "Listen, I do want to come see you. I want to come see you and your baby and your family, and I do, because I consider him a friend. So, but I just didn't go, and I know that's kind of foreign to you because you don't do any work around the house at all, never have, and you just always pay people to do your stuff. But we try to do some work around our house."
Oh, how long did it take for you to build your new deck? Did you do stuff around the house?
Dude, wallpapering. I built a brand new cabinet here. Okay.
Oh, so you just went and cut the wood and sanded it down and all that?
No, you've got this, you put it together.
You went to Home Depot and you picked up a kit. With an Allen wrench.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also what you're seeing behind me here is being turned into, and tomorrow we'll finish it, a studio, a video studio. So we're going to shoot, beginning tomorrow, AEW control centers in this room here.
How about that?
With a big screen, and we've got a 4K camera that we bought. I'm going to eventually use that 4K camera here on What Happened When, so it'll be really nice instead of this camera on the iMac here. And lighting kits, and it's all and wireless lavs and everything. So starting tomorrow, I'll be able to do it, and then I'll put it together and send it on to Nashville. So it's been kind of busy around here. And, I haven't had that much time to do it because next weekend I've got Forbidden Door. Last weekend I drove to New Jersey to see my granddaughter and had to fly out in the middle of that trip to go to Orlando for dark. So I've been kind of tied up, and I've got a Miami SuperCon coming up. We got StarCast coming up. So there's a lot going on the weekend. So this was kind of one weekend that I had a chance to do some things, and I decided to stay home this weekend.
Good for you, dude. So the rumor is you got one of them nothing happening, good for nothing Schiavone's that's going to be turning 40 years old.
Yeah.
And I know that some of those Schiavones, I mean, we could just call it like it is. Maybe they're the type of person who's always wondering what's the next side hustle I should spin up. Maybe they're always thinking about the next new business idea. Well, if you're like that, here's a podcast recommendation for you. My First Million. The hosts, Sean Puri and Sam Parr, have each built 8-figure businesses and sold them to Amazon and HubSpot. And each week they brainstorm business ideas you can start like tomorrow. And these can be side hustles where you make a few grand a month, maybe a big $1 billion idea, really anything in between. And one episode I enjoyed was number 158. Sam and Sean explained how to make millions by buying Michael Jordan's house and turning it into a museum. If you love any of our business content we do on these shows, I think you'll love this episode. They also chat with founders, celebrities, billionaires, and they get them to open up about their business ideas they've never shared before. Like the conversation they did with Rob Dyrdek. In episode 224, you'll hear about a guy who built a $400 million media empire. And my brother's been tracking every second of his day, every second for like the last decade. Tony, what should they do? We got a recommendation for them, don't we?
Make sure to check out My First Million. That's My First Million on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
So let's talk about it. Your oldest is turning 40. That's kind of a big deal. Do you feel officially old now?
Oh, I felt old long before that happened.
Okay.
The only thing I have to do is look at Lois and think, whew, man, we're old.
Tell me about the 40-year-old birthday party. You got any dates yet?
No, I don't. He's coming in the day that I'm going to Miami, but I'll be here for his actual birthday. And he's going to hang out with his friends and his family. There's been no plans at all.
Really?
For what we're going to do for his birthday. No plans at all. So
you going to try to get him some strange or whatever?
No, he's a married young man with a 3-year-old daughter. You dumbass.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You said strange.
Well, yeah, I meant like, a new experience. Like, are y'all going to a new restaurant? Or are you just going to do the same old donkey dick routine? Or
no. My one of my twins, the youngest son of the family, Tim, is the master brewer at a place.
That's right.
In Little 5 Points called Wrecking Bar, and so we may end up going down there.
Where are you at on Wrecking Bar?
I'm for it.
You like
good place?
You like that stuff?
Yeah, it's a nice restaurant. I'm not really into beer.
Yeah, I didn't think you were a super big beer guy.
I'm not. I don't drink. Beer has to be like completely ice cold for me to even enjoy it. And it's like, if I start drinking a beer and I get halfway through and it starts to get a little bit warm, I just don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, I've never been much of a beer guy, and beer's been everything Tim's been about. I mean, he learned how to brew underneath the deck here at the house, and he took it and he won some awards with his beer, and is well known in Atlanta as a great brewer. He tried to open a brew pub at one time that didn't work, and then he worked for a brewer here, and now he's running the brewing at Wrecking Bar, and he's really good at what he does. So I'm sure that's going to be part of it.
He opened the brew pub since we've been doing the show, right?
Yeah, he opened a brew pub since we've been doing the show. That's right.
And was it just bad timing, you think? Is it an oversaturated market? What do you think the step was if there was one?
I think so. I think that, and I think he and the group that went together to buy it, they just didn't get along.
Oh, I got you. Well, that's the kiss of death always.
Yeah, right. So I guess he got bought out or whatever and walked away from it and started doing something else. But that's been his passion. It really has been. So I'm proud of him for it. I really am. So I guess Matt will have a party.
And I'm going to be there. I'm not like you. I'll show up.
Really? You're going to come to Matt's party?
I was invited.
You were?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or maybe I'm a surprise. Maybe we got to edit that out.
No. We don't have to edit that out. I wouldn't think. I just, so you'll be able to see Lois.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's the reason I'm coming. I'm going to be with my father-in-law this week. You know that?
Wow.
We got a little press conference going down with the mayor in Nashville on Thursday.
Rick buying Nashville.
Is he buying Nashville?
Yeah, I just didn't know. Oh, this is about StarCast.
Yeah, yeah.
You just
He's
never.
wrestling his last match. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're hoping you're still planning to attend.
I will.
Good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to be with him. You want me
Yeah.
to pass along any words, any messages?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell him to show up.
Okay. I can do that.
That's about all.
Okay. Easy enough. Have you seen the new Top Gun movie, Maverick?
I have not. I've heard good things about it.
It feels like a Tony Schiavone style movie. I mean, I want to see it. I'm not judging. I'm just saying it feels like something you would be into.
Okay.
You didn't like the first one?
First one I liked a lot.
Yeah. You don't have high hopes for this one, though, I can tell.
No, I just here's something that's gone on in my life.
Here we go.
I'm more into TV shows now than I am actual 2-hour movies.
You don't want to go to the movies, or you don't want to sit and watch the same thing for 2 hours?
I like Obi-Wan Kenobi is out on Disney Plus. I like an hour's episode, and then a week later an hour's episode. I like that. They have supplanted movies.
Is that like a ninja show?
Yeah. If the ninjas were in outer space, yeah,
So it's an outer space ninja show.
something like that. Yeah.
I don't know what'd you call it? It's like some sort of sword.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay. Now I remember Shinobi. Like it's like a Street Fighter virtual fighter type thing.
Yeah, this is
Like
not
Ninja
like
Gaiden.
this is not like that. This is, you are into you. I know you don't like Star Wars.
Right. Yeah, that's for nerds. It's terrible. It's
Yeah,
stupid.
right,
I hate it so much.
right.
Mhm.
And of course, there's nothing nerdy about you and I.
Oh no. When we're on here talking about 35-year-old wrestling, it's because we're badasses.
That's right. Exactly.
We're just straight badasses, bud.
I don't know
Everybody
if we are. We're straight badasses.
I mean, look at the shirt I'm wearing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Only a badass could wear a shirt like this.
Exactly. That's what I thought about when I saw the shirt.
So listen, everybody wants to know. It's just me and you. It's just me. Like nobody's listening, right? It's just,
Nobody's listening right now.
no.
That's typical.
I've dumped it all out. Don't let
Okay.
Dave Green hear that. It's just me and you talking right now.
Okay.
This MJF shit will work.
I don't think it is.
Isn't it odd that it was the biggest story in wrestling, and then nobody ever saw the news that we saw happen this past week coming, and now it's almost like that feels like a month ago now, does it not?
Yeah. Right.
So I'm anxious to see what happens with it. I think it is the best story going in wrestling right now. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's not. I think that's what we fans gravitate to.
Yeah.
I've seen some really smart people in wrestling say that's not a good thing, and I understand. But sometimes what happens behind the scenes is more compelling than what happens in front of the camera. And then perhaps there was no more evidence of that than what we saw this past week, where the announcement came down that Vince McMahon was no longer the CEO of WWE.
Yeah.
And I don't think many folks had that on their bingo card this year. I know we don't normally talk about current stuff like that, and you don't really keep up with the WWE, but Lord, that had to catch you by surprise this week, huh?
Yeah, it caught me by surprise, and I just going to sit by and see what transpires about it, because it's now one of those things where it's going to play out behind the scenes.
Yes.
We're not going to see anything happen in front of it now. So just interesting times. It really is. And the MJF thing is, I don't know what's going on. I wish I did, but it's, it was kind of crazy. The forum thing was really crazy. I mean, because I certainly expected that not to be the end of it, but I have not seen him since then. I mean, it's like he just went poof.
As an old school wrestling guy,
Yeah.
when he says what he says, and I know that the American feed bleeped it, but when he said what he said,
Yeah.
how'd that strike the old school guy in you?
Uh, the old school guy in me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old school guy in me thought, stop this.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to throw him out of here.
Yeah.
That's the old school guy in me. You know?
Well, and it's been well established that MJF in real life is a turd human.
Yeah. He's a terrible human being.
We just saw that the other day on the Wendy Williams show. I'm sure you saw that. It went viral where
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I don't think a lot of MJF, but I did think that was one of the coolest things on TV that,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm anxious to see what happens next. And I don't know what I'm more interested in, the Vince story or the MJF story, because we know one is real, but it's almost more fun to think that the other one might not be, or might be, or I don't know. I like when we can keep them guessing. And by I mean me. I mean, I think that's fun.
Yeah, I like the guessing part of everything too. I just, it's one of the things that makes what we do wonderful, I think.
Yes.
And you even said in your tweet, I love pro wrestling.
Yes.
And we love it. And there's, this is going to be the remainder of this year is going to be a very interesting year for both companies, for different reasons.
Yeah.
But that being said, we got some good things coming up. I mean, I'm sure we're going to go back to New York City pretty soon, and maybe go back to Arthur Ashe Stadium again. I know that's been in the plans ever since last time. I'm sure. We got going to go back to Chicago for our next pay-per-view, which is going to be All Out.
By the way, that's Top Guy and Low Key Big Hog Weekend. We're gonna have some fun that weekend, buddy.
Yeah, that's going to be great. We're going to go back to one of our favorite hotels.
Yep.
I like that part of Chicago. I think it's a very, very nice area.
Oh man, some great eating around there too. But I got a question for you.
Yeah.
There's a rumor going around. The rumor is your sorry ass isn't having any luck coming up with fun stage show ideas.
Uh-huh.
Tony Schiavone not being on stage at his own Patreon super show just don't feel right.
Oh, well, there are more entertaining guys to stand on stage than me.
Who?
Let's see. Mick Foley, Jeff Jarrett, Eric Bischoff.
Only one of those so far.
Okay. Jim Ross.
Only one of those so far.
Okay. Kurt Angle.
Only one of those so far.
Maybe Kevin Nash. How about Diamond Dallas Page? How about the Nature Boy Ric Flair? You got a lot more. You don't need me.
It's a low-key Big Hog get together.
Well, I'm going to get together with him. I'm going to meet and greet and sign autographs and talk to him and everything, and have, as you'd like to say, fellowship with him. But for me to stand up on stage and make a fool of myself, nah, I don't think so.
Well, who says you have to make a fool of yourself?
What's that?
Who says you have to make a fool of yourself?
No one, but I did last year.
Well, you don't have to do that. I think you get up there and you call balls and strikes. Play a tape. Let you do play-by-play.
Swing and a miss, strike three. All right, we'll be back. Our score at the end of 3.5 innings. The Gwinnett Braves 5, the Toledo Mud Hens nothing.
Perfect, dude. That's what they want. They just want to hear you. They would be happy with you reading a phone book. I don't think you know how beloved you are at times.
What's that?
I don't think you know how beloved you are at times.
I hear it a lot, but look, you got some really big stars here.
Wait, yeah, but they want you, buddy.
No, they don't want me.
It's a low-key Big Hog. They send it for your Patreon. They like Tony.
Yeah. I'm going to spend as much time talking to every one of them, signing autographs, fellowshipping with them. What?
Will you consider spreading your butt cheeks?
No.
Because I'm hoping that if you do, because I know you're using Blue Chew, I can tell you to go fuck yourself. Today's episode is brought to you by BlueChew.com. You know the deal, guys. Blue Chew is not just for guys who feel like they have ED. This is for guys who want to put on a show.
Yep.
And maybe it's Mother's Day. Maybe it's an anniversary. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a first date. Maybe it's that third date. Or maybe you just want to make it feel like the third date. It's time to bring that summer heat into the bedroom. The temperatures aren't the only thing that's rising this summer, thanks to Blue Chew. Of course, we know confidence can take you far in life, especially in the bedroom when it comes time to step up to the plate. And we're looking to get Blue Chew, the hot tag for your wiener meat, baby. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable forms at a fraction of the cost. But they won't be talking about your wiener infractions anymore. You can take these dudes anytime, day or night. So plan ahead. Be ready to do a run-in whenever an opportunity arises. Now, the process is simple. You sign your ass up at bluechew.com. You consult with one of their licensed medical providers. And once you're approved, you'll get your prescription within days. Here's the best part. It's all done online. No visits to the doctor's office about your wiener. No awkward conversations about your wiener. No waiting in line at the pharmacy for your wiener. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA. They're prepared and shipped directly to your door, all in a discreet package. But Tony, there won't be anything discreet about their package when they get their Blue Chew, right, buddy?
If you could benefit from extra confidence or hot tag for your wiener meat, I knew I couldn't go through this. When it's time to reform, Blue Chew can help. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code WHW at checkout and just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code WHW to receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
And Tony's wiener meat.
Hot tag for the wiener meat.
I knew you would love that. And by the way, you guys will love two new podcasts that were just recently dropped. We've got Gentleman Villain with your old pal, William Regal, Mr. Steve Regal. What an entertaining podcast. It's a lot different than a lot of the other shows. He doesn't comment on other people's opinions. He's just sharing stories from his experience. And man, I've seen nothing but great things. Have you had a chance to hear yet or see any feedback, or what's Mr. Regal saying to you?
I've seen feedback before, and Regal told me exactly what you just said. Regal said, I don't want to talk about anybody's opinions or anything. He said they had a list of things he wanted to talk about. I just wanted to tell my stories of things I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you're a great storyteller. He seems to be long-winded at times, but that makes for a good podcast.
It makes for a great podcast. And he has some really succinct opinions and takes too. I heard a great clip the other day where someone was asking the difference between a clothesline and a lariat. Did you see his explanation?
Yes. A clothesline knocks you down, a lariat knocks you out.
I love it.
I do too.
Yeah. It's so matter of fact. It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's called Gentleman Villain. It comes out each and every week, anywhere you enjoy your podcasts. And Foley is Pod coming up, creeping up the charts, man. It debuted at number 1. Folks were not surprised that Mick Foley's a good storyteller. And when it debuted so strong, I think Eric Bischoff, friend of the show, said, boy, that'll put some pods in some ears. Doing his best to get a little dig your way. Need like that. Well, yeah, boys and girls, today we're doing something a little different. We're going to get in our Wayback Machine, talk about June 13th, 1987, as we're talking about all things Jim Crockett Promotions. This is season 3, episode 23. So get your Peacock out. It's season 3, episode 23 from June 13th, 1987. And Tony, we're enjoying some JCP, and it's hard to believe that, man, in like 5 weeks or so, Jim Crockett Promotions is back. The Rock and Roll Express have been announced as appearing, and of course, Ric Flair is going to have his last match, and you and David Crockett are going to stand in front of the old TBS set.
Wow.
And do commentary on the very last Jim Crockett Promotion show. This feels like it's make believe, does it not?
It does. And I was thinking about this the other day. I hope that Flair walks up to the set and does a promo with us.
We have to have that happen.
Yeah, we do. We have to have me holding the microphone for Ric Flair one more time, right?
Yes.
I just really, I'm very, very excited for that. I'm also very excited that my good friend, and we've become very good friends in a short period of time, Jay Lethal,
yes,
is going to be a part of it. One of the great guys in this sport that I've ever met. Just one of the genuine great guys in this sport.
course,
That ever show
everybody
you?
knows he's been helping Rick get ready, and you've seen all those viral videos, and he's agreed to come in. And we haven't announced this yet, but the reason he's coming to StarCast is he's going to do Black Machismo at the roast of Ric Flair. How fun is that, dude?
Wow.
To have the Macho Man there in spirit through Jay Lethal talking trash to Ric Flair. Tell me that doesn't sound like fun.
That is absolutely spectacular. Have you ever seen the pictures that Jay Lethal and I took at the Discovery party?
No.
Okay, so we had, after the forum, the show at the forum, the new people of Discovery that that have merged or now have bought Warner Media, had a party for us at the Forum Club, and it was just so well done. It was so nice. The hors d'oeuvres were great, and so Jay Lethal and I kind of hung out together, and so we they had a professional photographer there taking pictures of us, and they say, "Who do you want to take a picture with?" And I said, "I want to take a picture with Jay Lethal." Right. So I'm going to send you this, and I'm going to end up putting it on Patreon as well.
Oh, I just got it. What a great picture, dude.
Yeah. We got. So Jay said, "So why don't you just sit on my lap?" And I said, "Okay." And so we did a couple of pictures eating cake, sitting on his lap. We just had such a great time. Jay and Jeff Jones and I went to Warner Brothers Studios, did a backlot tour, and I just love Jay Lethal. I can't impress upon you how much I really respect that kid and what he's meant to our company. I think it was a great hire for us. And I'm really happy that he's working with Flair, and I can't wait till Black Machismo shows up. It's going to be a lot of fun. It really, really is. It's going to be quite a fun. And we're having a Four Horsemen reunion, right?
Yeah, man. I can't believe this is really happening, but we're doing the roast to Ric Flair on Friday night, and Black Label Pro and GCW be doing their thing. And on Saturday, it's one panel after another, including the Four Horsemen reunion. So it's going to be JJ Dillon and Lex Luger and Barry Windham and Ric Flair and Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. And of course, that's a total of 6 horsemen, if you will. Mm-hmm. They're going to be all on the stage with you.
Yep.
And I don't think that collection of talent has ever been on the stage together. And just being realistic, not being negative, it's probably the only time it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we've got that old TBS set, man. So you'll be able to get your photo made with the horsemen on the set. You can also do it with Davey Crockett and Tony Schiavone. And knowing what we're about to watch together and knowing that fans have an opportunity to recreate that, dude, this is like wrestling fan Disney World. And
yeah.
I'm pumped up about it. Starcast.com is where you can come join us. By the way, if you grab a bracelet, you can come to all these different panels. We haven't announced them all, but let me say this. We're announcing one today. If you're listening to this on Patreon on Monday, that is going to have the world talking. You need to be there. STARRCAST.com. If you can make your way to Nashville. If not, you can go ahead and pre-order the pay-per-view. You can see all the old Starcasts, plus all the panels this year. There's even a bundle that'll get you not only the roast, but Ric Flair's last match as well, which of course is on Sunday. Because this year, Tony, SummerSlam's on a Saturday in July. How about that?
Is that like a first?
Yeah.
SummerSlam to be on a Saturday?
Especially in July.
Yeah. Wow. I obviously maybe Bruce has told you why. I don't know why.
I think it was just availabilities of venues and whatnot. And I know they've been trying to do more Saturday stuff, and I actually don't hate that idea because it means,
don't either.
We get to have a normal Sunday night.
Right. I don't mind that either. I always did like big shows on Saturday more than Sunday, but Sunday's kind of always been the day. So did you just say in passing that you got some big announcements still to come for StarCast?
Yeah, we got a few more big ones that people are not expecting.
Okay, good. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, as if, having a Mick Foley stage show and a Kevin Nash stage show and a Bryan Danielson stage show and a Bret Hart stage show and a Horseman stage. Yes, there's more big announcements coming. Wow. And I believe later this week, I think I have that right. We'll start announcing some of the matches for Ric Flair's undercard, but I can go ahead and talk about it here. By the time everyone's hearing this, we've announced that we've moved the show, Tony. Ric Flair's last match will no longer be at the fairgrounds. It's going to be at the Municipal Auditorium. where Flair won the world title on 2 separate occasions. He beat Ricky Steamboat for it in 1989 in a classic that people are still talking about in that building.
Yeah.
And then fast forward a handful of years later, he won the main event at Starrcade. That building hosted Starrcade 94, 95, and 96. But there in 95, Flair beat the Macho Man to become world champ again. And of course, the NWO had a Nashville Starrcade, if you will, in 96. That's where Piper beat Hogan. So pretty cool that we've made that move. Tickets will be on sale this Friday at RicFlairsLastMatch.com. So if you missed your opportunity to catch a ticket before they sold out in 3 hours and 32 minutes, here's your second chance. And when I think fans see the undercard, Tony, they're going to be pumped.
That's good stuff, man. That is good stuff. The Municipal Auditorium, I know we've run it a couple of times with AEW, and it's a legendary building. And it's a great place. It's right in downtown Nashville. Very cool. Very cool.
And I'll tell you this, with all this extra added planning and prep and new podcasts, I've needed to be at my best, Tony, but I'm thankful that I've got chili sleep in my back pocket. I was in Charlotte last weekend, and this past weekend I was in the Bahamas, and on both occasions, Tony, I took the chili sleep with me.
I know you do. And do you take the Uller or the Cube with you?
I take the Uller. And now Chili Sleep makes the Uller and the Cube sleep system. Either way, it's a temperature controlled mattress topper. It fits over your existing mattress, but it provides you your ideal sleep temperature. And I've got mine paired up with my phone. So whether I'm using it at home or in a hotel or in an Airbnb, I'm good to go, man. As long as I've got a king size bed, which is the size of mine, I am ready to roll. And I have the perfect temperature every night. And sometimes that's the thing we miss the most when we travel, Tony. It's, I want to get home and I want to use my shower or my bathroom or my bed. Well, it feels like my bed's with me because it's always the perfect temperature. Whether you sleep hot or cold, these chili sleep systems are designed to help you fall asleep and stay asleep and really give you the confidence and energy to power through your day. And prior to chili sleep, man, I was sleeping like 5 or 6 hours a night. I would fuss and fight with the covers. I would flip my pillow over and over. I'd try to hang a leg out from underneath. I have a ceiling fan. I crank down the AC. I don't have to do any of that now. I get the perfect temperature. I sleep like a baby. I'm not tossing and turning. I'm having bright, vivid, colorful dreams. I'm getting that good quality REM sleep. I want you to ask yourself, hey man, when was the last time you woke up and didn't feel tired? Chili Sleep can make that happen for you. I give it a lot of credit for how productive I've been able to be this year. And it's all because of Chili Sleep. And right now, Tony, we've got a special offer for our listeners, don't we?
Conrad, head over to chilisleep.com/WHW to learn more and save 30% off the purchase of any new Cube or Uller sleep system. Now, this offer is available exclusively for What Happened When listeners and only for a limited time. That's Chili, CHILI, sleep.com/WHW. Take advantage of our exclusive discount and wake up refreshed every day.
And without further ado, man, I'm ready to watch some old school. We're going to go to season 3, episode 23 of June 13th, 1987. Tony, I'm fired up. I got my countdown ready to roll if you do.
And let's cue up Steph Chesney.
You know it's all about Schiavone! Holy Schiavone, baby! You know it's all about Schiavone!
Let me tell you something, you little skinny motherfucker. I will beat your ass, plus I will beat your ass in video games. I know that you're freaking lying. How's it gonna feel to go back to Connecticut and tell the fuckers that an old 63-year-old man beat your ass?
No, you can't ignore! This is what you're waiting for! I know you know the score! 3, 2, 1, play!
So it says June 6th, 1987, Greensboro Coliseum.
How about that? That was our 6th wedding anniversary that night.
Really? You were married June 6th, 1981?
Yep.
How about that?
How about that? Wow, man. Totally looked like a star, didn't he?
That truck and Tom Miller?
Yep.
With a 60-minute time limit for the world's
Television Championship.
There was Hitchcock.
$100,000. Already in the ring, a member of the dreaded Four Horsemen, and the World weighing in at 235 pounds, accompanied by his personal secretary, the lovely Dark Journey, this is Tully Blanchard. Now his opponent, the challenger, Texas, weighing in at 285 pounds, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And fans, welcome back the courageous Malenko.
How emotional was he just saying Magnum's name right there?
Yeah, man. We were all emotional. This was the first time that he had come back to the Greensboro Coliseum since his wreck. And it was.
And Dusty had the whole grocery bag full of cash.
Yeah.
Of course, we saw this match set up a few weeks ago when we did a watch along. This is the follow up. It finally happened in Greensboro. Let's take a listen.
Today is a very special program because we're going to show you that match in its entirety. Also, the World Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express are here, the Four Horsemen. So, Tony, we need to get with you. You got a guy over there. We've got a program that's something else.
An update on the Great American Bash, of course, a very controversial match between Dusty Rhodes and Tully Blanchard for that World Television title. Ronnie Garvin, I know you know a lot about that match.
Well, that's right. You know, Tony, a lot of things have been happening. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to see later on what I'm talking about. As far as I'm concerned, Dusty Rhodes is the World Television Champion. Dusty Rhodes should have $100,000. Dusty Rhodes don't back down from nobody. I know this for a fact, you see, because I know Dusty for a few years. I've been around and we travel the roads. And Big Dust, if you need some help, we're there, the Garvins, and I know the Rock and Roll. And I'm going to tell you, when you mess with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, the Garvins, Rock and Roll Express, Nikita Koloff, you're messing with risky business and Four Horsemen or anybody else that thinks they're Great American Bashers around the corner. And if anybody thinks that they're going to through the whole summer without any loss, without costing belts, money, titles, or what have you, you're wrong. It's going to cost somebody.
The match between Dusty and Tully, the talk of the wrestling world right now. We'll take a look at it later on. Right now, let's go to the ring.
Heard the risky business again. We haven't heard that one in 87.
I was thinking the same thing when he said risky business. I went, wow, there we go. He did risky business. And here's Kendall Windham, everybody.
I mean, you talk about, oh man, I forgot to tell you this. This is a great story you'd appreciate.
All right.
I won't say who, but I was in Wisconsin hanging out with some at an independent wrestling show put on by Hornswoggle.
Okay, so you're with that cheesehead that you talked about. What's our friend's name?
Lenny Bakken, but I'm not saying him. I'm saying it's one of the talents in wrestling.
Okay. Oh, one of the talents in wrestling. Okay.
And they were talking about Kendall Windham. And they said, boy, if he would have did so-and-so or so-and-so, he would have been printing money. And I said, I don't think that's the right phrase for him. And Bischoff howled with laughter, and the guy did not know the story. So he was like, what? And I was like, never mind. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But oh man, he should have been printing money. Well,
he was.
That was the problem.
How much time did he serve anyway? Do you remember off the top of your head?
A handful of years, I think. Oh, look who it is.
Here we go.
That's right, Tony. All year long, everybody looks forward to the Great American Bashes. But you know, the Rock and Roll Express is going to be there, and these talents are going to be on the line against anybody. It don't make no difference to us, baby, because it right here speaks for itself. The Rock and Roll Express are the NWA World Tag Team Champions. And now, like I was talking about a little earlier, about Dusty Rhodes and Tully Blanchard. And that was a match, brother. We know that Dusty Rhodes, he is the World Television Champion. Dusty Rhodes touched me, baby, and put stars in my eyes because he knows what's happening. He knows, brother. And Dusty, like Ronnie Garvin said, if you want us behind you, brother, all you got to do is ask. We'll be there. 110%.
Ricky and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express. If we come back, our bash update, and then we'll take a look at that match. Don't you dare go away.
In 1990, Windham and his father, Blackjack Mulligan, were arrested by the Secret Service in a joint investigation with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for counterfeiting. The authorities found close to $500,000 in phony $20 bills. As a result of a plea agreement, both father and son spent 24 months in a federal prison and were released in 1992.
You about the Great American Bash on tour in the month of July, beginning July 1st in Lakeland, Florida, the Civic Center, and going to the best and biggest cities all over the country. San Francisco, Los Angeles, at the Cap Center in Landover, Maryland this year. Dallas, Fort Worth area, you will see the Great American Bash. And of course, the very last Great American Bash will be the Orange Bowl in Miami at the end of July. But last week, Mr. Crockett, we talked about July 4th, a very special date for you in Atlanta. And you talked about the match beyond. And I mean, the phone has been ringing off the hook this week. Letters pouring in about what is the match beyond.
The match beyond will be in Atlanta, Georgia, July the 4th. There'll be 2 rings surrounded by a cage, 1 cage around both rings, and then a top put on the cage. No way in, no way out, except through the doors. There'll be 10 participants in it. But before the match beyond can begin, we're going to have the WarGames. We start with 5 contestants on each side, the captain of each team, and each team is Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff, the Road Warriors, and Paul Ellering against the 4 Horsemen and James J. Dillon. The captains pick who start. They wrestle for 5 minutes. The end of 5 minutes, a contestant who will be decided by a coin toss enters. So you'll have 2-on-1. 2 minutes later, a man from the other side. 2 minutes later, a man, until all 10 contestants are in the ring. And then the match beyond begins, and they wrestle until one man on one team either surrenders or submits.
It is certainly a match that has never been done in professional wrestling. Congratulations. It's going to be an exciting night at the Omni.
Thank you, Tony. And by the way, Tommy Young will not be assigned to any match that Dusty Rhodes is involved in until this investigation is over.
Okay, some words from Mr. Jim Crockett. Jimmy, thank you very much. Let's go back to the ring.
What do you think Jim did in those? Oh, wait. Package.
Classic.
Cage being built.
I love this, man.
They're building a dome of steel in Atlanta, a cage to enclose the match beyond, the WarGames. It's the might of giants when the dreaded 4 horsemen clash with the force of the superpowers. 10 men will enter, only 5 will leave. In 2 rings back to back, it's 1-on-1, then 2-on-1. A flip of the coin decides which team dominates. Finally, the full battle is joined. The 4 horsemen and the superpowers collide. Submission or surrender will decide the victors in the match beyond. The WarGames. When they drop the dome, Saturday, July the 4th in Atlanta. The WarGames.
Please sit down and take a look at what's really causing all this. The world's heavyweight wrestling champion.
Little random Ric Flair package here, but man,
Yeah.
what do you think of the way Jim handled the explanation of the WarGames and how he was on camera? And then how cool was it, that old hype video for WarGames? Dude, that was fun.
Yeah, I missed that old hype video. I remember seeing it, remembering how cool it was. And I think that is something that Wayne Daniel had put together for us. I'm almost certain he did. And he came up with it himself. And I mean, Dusty had just approached him like, I just want you to build, guys building the cage. I want you to put together something with guys building the cage. Thought Jimmy did a great job with that. The voice on that tried to sound like James Earl Jones.
Yes.
But it wasn't James Earl Jones.
No.
But he tried that James Earl Jones type, serious type voice. And Moonlight Graham. Oh, here's the match. All right. So this is
Rhodes measures him up.
this is interesting how Jim Crockett kind of threw at the end that Tommy Young would not be refereeing another Dusty match.
Because of the controversy in this match, I believe.
Right. And we heard Ronnie Garvin say, as far as I'm concerned, Dusty is still the television champion.
Yeah.
And as Ricky Morton said, to me, Dusty's a champion. So obviously we kind of know the story here. Dusty is no longer the champion. He got screwed over and so we'll see how it all transpires. But you know, it's a damn. There's Magnum. My God, think what's going through his mind right now. Right, we're less than a year removed from his accident. He wants to get in the ring, and he knows here he'll never be able to get into a ring again.
And that's some shit.
Yeah, it is some shit, man.
I want to mention everybody you see here is going to be at Starcast with the exception of Dusty. He's otherwise unavailable, but
right.
It's pretty crazy to think, you know, what we're able to sort of bring back to life for one night only with Jim Crockett Promotions.
Well, I've said it before, and I think you would agree with this. And well, I know because you know it. Is nostalgia is in pro wrestling is big.
Yeah.
It's the reason I'm able to carve out a niche for me now here in 2022 because of nostalgia, because people want to go back and remember their childhood. You're the same way. And I'm the same way when it comes to Major League Baseball.
Absolutely.
I love going back and remembering my childhood, remember the stars that were there when I was younger. That's why I finished collecting the 1965 and 1969 baseball set of cards, because that's what I remember. And I go back on the YouTube now, watch some of the old World Series games from the early 70s or the late 60s. And so that nostalgia is big, and that's, you know, that's God bless that. You know, God bless you and what you've done for all of us, and helping me resurrect this career. And
you're back where you belong, baby.
Yeah.
I'm glad too.
Sometimes I wonder.
You wonder what? You think you should still be calling balls and strikes?
I don't know.
Doing a lot of travel, stressing your old ass out.
Well, yeah, that's happening. There's a lot of travel, unexpected travel. Look at this. Tully, you could tell Tully said, slap me. You could see it. Tully, you could see it in his eyes. Slap me. That was good. Yeah, but I'm working a lot, and I'm putting a lot of effort and a lot of time, other than just the 2 days that we're on the road.
Right. I think a lot of people just assume that that's all you do, but
right.
We just talked about you've got a whole studio being set up, and you do the AW podcast, plus you do this one, plus you do low-key big hogs, and you had a whole litter of kids shoot out of your wiener, and you got to take care of them, and you got a dog that's kind of hop along, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's more than that to it as well. But
oh, I forgot, you're full-time stooge now. Full-time stooge. That's what Jeff Jones tells me.
Yeah.
Says that you're just full-blown fucking stooge.
Well, if anybody knows a stooge when he sees it, it's Jeff Jones. Know what I'm saying?
No comment.
He's the stooge. He's the stooge. And there you see me and David. I don't know if you saw that or not. I'm right beside Truck and Tom Miller there. Wally Dusic's to his left, and David's up against the ring post there. So we're enjoying this. I love that ring apron too, don't you?
Oh, it's good stuff, man.
NWA Pro Wrestling ring apron.
Have I sent you the ring apron that we're using for Rick's last match?
I haven't seen it. No.
Yeah, I'll send it to you so you can take a look.
Can I ask you this also? Are the other Crockett's going to come? Do you know? Or
15 of them.
Francis, Jackie.
The whole there are 15 Crockett hotel rooms.
Wow.
So we got 15 sets of family members coming.
That's something else, man.
And a lot of these folks have never been to a Crockett event, you know?
Right.
They don't know what their family did and all that. And they're going to get to see Grandpa do his thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So, you know what I just noticed? I'm there by myself. See there? I mean,
yeah, you are.
Yeah. Wow.
Blanchard looking for help from Dylan. He got some, and he got to the ropes with it.
I was right in front of him.
Man, this feels big.
Yeah.
Because we've seen so many studio matches and shows, and not to disparage, but this just feels bigger.
Yeah. I love also how much room they've given people at ringside.
Yes.
I mean, look at this. You can see Jackie on the right and the camera just backing up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
I can't believe you told his grandson, I can't come celebrate Dusty's grandbaby. I got to wallpaper these steps, bro.
I didn't say I had to. I said I was busy. I didn't say that. I'm going to go visit Liberty. I'm going to go see her. I'm going to go see the family. I just was, and you know what? I got invited right at the very end. I got invited the night before. Okay. Oh, Dusty just collapsed.
Neither can Blanchard. He's crawling all the way over. And now, emotions, anger's running high. But Sheila JJ. Sure, they're thinking about the title and the money, but they're just thinking about hatred right now. Animosity.
Jeez,
The only thing they're feeling.
Oh God. Hey,
And once
Conrad.
Hatred, animosity.
Yeah, man. We should say something here. I don't know if the here is the appropriate time, but I was just thinking about it because I saw Tommy about David Hebner and Tim White. Man, losing them within the span of a couple days.
Yeah. It's man, it's just hard to imagine there being a world where they're not here. It just feels like they've been a part of all this that we've watched and loved for so long. And
yeah.
And what I hate to say, I don't even want to be negative, but I hear, the old expression is death's come in threes. God, I don't want another one, man. 2 referees that were so beloved back to back like that. We don't need another one.
And of course, most of us know, and I think we've talked about it here on the show, that Tim was also the man who was Andre's right-hand guy.
Helped Andre, yeah.
He drove Andre around in the van all the time. The van, when I first went to work at 120 Hamilton at the WWE back in 1989, there was a van outside, and that was Andre's van. And Tim drove it around. So there you go.
You gonna have somebody drive you around in AEW?
Well, maybe. Well, you're always looking for me to give you some inside shit about me, aren't you?
No. Just asking questions, man.
Okay, there are some people in AEW that in their contract, as you might imagine, right?
Yeah.
Get drivers. And we have about 4 or 5 drivers. And I always hop in with them. Put it that way. So in effect, well, also I ride around with Jeff Jones a lot. Jones will drive me around.
He's big time Stooge.
Is he ever? Dusty, just pop back up, buddy. I like that.
The Stooge Express.
The Stooge Express.
Blanchard staggers up. An elbow, and now I've got to rest again. Boy, it is gut check time.
This is good stuff, man.
Man, it's old school classic wrestling.
Yeah, it is. Dusty taking a break on those turnbuckles. Getting a breath. Spinning toe hold. Very good, man.
It's a long match.
Yeah, we are donating a lot of time on this show.
To this one single match.
Well, you know who's booking.
Now that Cody's gone, you'll just shit all over the whole family, huh? Was that the deal?
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Been gone 3 weeks.
Not shitting on the whole family. You are so full of shit. You are.
I mean, I'm just a minute ago. God damn, Conrad, this is such a great match. Boy, they're spending a lot of time. Well, you know who's booking? That
Well, you-
motherfucking Dusty.
Well,
was
you
talking
do.
to Ricky Morton the other day.
You do. You do. Hey, I wanted to say something about this. When Ricky Morton was doing that promo earlier in the show, I was thinking that's probably the most perfect 80s haircut that you can get. It was spiked up on top. It was long in the back. It was blonde. It was like he was the lead singer for Poison or something. Just wow, what a man. I want my hair to look like that. Except being blonde.
I guess we should mention, since we're talking about everybody else who's no longer there, Bruce Pritchard had rotator cuff surgery done this past week, and
Did he really?
he's hurting like a motherfucker.
Well, I'm going to send him a text and ask him how he's doing.
Less than awesome.
Hmm.
They told him, hey, when this nerve block wears off, you're going to be hurting pretty bad.
Well, you
He
know,
told me, he goes, listen, I thought everybody was just, slingshot suplex. Dusty hit Tully with one.
how about that? He won it. And now Tommy's going to notice the foot was on the rope.
Yep. And Tommy now sees it, puts his hand up. Let's see what we hear.
JJ steals the money.
JJ just stole the money.
Dillon has taken that bag of money, and he's walking out. There he goes.
The police are chasing JJ.
Jabell. Tommy Young wants the match to continue. And Dusty has chased JJ out of the building. There he goes after the money. And Tommy Young here is calling Dusty back. Why is the match to continue? What's going on? Oh, no. Tommy Young wanted the match to continue for some unknown reason, and now has given the match to Tully Blanchard.
Wow.
Dusty's out in the parking lot looking for JJ. Tommy Young,
Winner by a count out. Still world television champion.
He was out looking
and
for the
winner of
money.
the $100,000. Tully Blanchard.
Tommy Young, I gotta get.
So Tully gets the win by count out because he was a crafty veteran, put that foot on the bottom rope. And Tully keeps the belt and the $100,000. Dusty has a stick in his hand, but of course you say, well, it's because he was booking. That's the reason he lost and lost his money.
It's not a bad story. Wants the microphone? Here we go.
Crockett! Dude, Crockett! I want my money! Put money back! Dude, Crockett! You get my money from right now!
He said that son of a bitch.
Yeah, he said son of a bitch.
Look at him.
Okay, obviously pandemonium in the ring. Chaos, of course, back in the dressing room. I went back to try to see Tommy Young, and I walked to the dressing room of Dusty Rhodes along with Magnum. And let's go back to the dressing room.
I think this.
Okay, we're in the dressing room. Dusty Rhodes and Magnum just arriving back. The count was made 1, 2, 3. We all saw it. And then as Dusty chased, here's Magnum back. As Dusty chased James J. Dillon, who had stolen the money out of the building, Tommy Young wanted the match to continue. Magnum is in here. Magnum, we all saw the count 1, 2, 3.
I don't know what happened. He had him beat us up. Everything was great. Everything was going our way.
Dusty, you had him pinned 1, 2, 3, and then when you left the building, match to continue.
What the going on here?
We have not been able to talk to Tommy Young at this time.
Man, I'm sorry I lost the money. I'm sorry. Hey, don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the money. Look, I'll do something. I'll get the money back, all right? You're in no shape to get the money back. You know what I mean? You know, get out of here. Get out of here. Jesus.
Understandably, Tully outside of the dressing room, very upset at that time. Minutes ago, you thought he'd won the title of the money, and now all was gone. We finally caught up with the referee, Tommy Young, and talked to Tommy Young about that controversial decision.
We go.
Okay, we're in the dressing room with the referee, Tommy Young, of the match, and of course, Jim Crockett, president of Jim Crockett Promotions. And Tommy, you know I'm an unbiased announcer. I've been doing these matches for 3 years now. What I saw out there was a 3 count. Dusty Rhodes with a slingshot, the 3 count, pinned Tully Blanchard, awarded him the belt. J.J. Dillon takes the money and leaves, and obviously Dusty is going to run out and chase J.J. Dillon back, and then you ask for Dusty to come back in the ring. Explain to us exactly what happened.
Well, okay, yes, I went 1, 2, 3 on Tully. You saw that. That happened, okay.
That's right. And then all of a sudden you say, come back in the ring, and Dusty's outside.
Well, because of that, I mean, when Dusty cleared my vision, there's his leg over the rope. Hey, we're talking about the National Wrestling Alliance television title. We're talking about $100,000. That's a lot. I have to be sure. Now, I'm 5-time referee of the year. I call them as I saw them, and that's the way I called that one.
Well, we want you to see it one more time, and all the fans take a look at exactly what everyone saw.
That's okay.
Slingshot!
If you're not watching, Tully put the boot up after the ref had counted 3.
Almost perfectly. Once
Okay, Tommy,
it landed 3.
saw exactly what happened.
All right. I realize that, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you, to Mr. Crockett, to Mr. Rhodes. But you just have to understand that in a situation like this, hey, we don't use instant replays in professional wrestling. That's only done in football, and even it causes controversy there. I'm sorry, but I call it as I saw it. That's the decision I made, and as far as I'm concerned, that's the final decision. I'm going to stand by that decision.
We all saw the foot on the rope, Jimmy, after the fact, after the count was made.
That is correct, and there will be a board of inquiry to look into this match and to Mr. Young's refereeing.
Okay, you heard it from the dressing room. I'm Tony Schiavone for the Wrestling Network.
Kind of put the heat on the referee there.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, granted, the referee fucked it up.
Well, he did. And, but I love how the timing was perfectly for Tully.
Fantastic.
What we talk about today, World TV title. There is no doubt in my mind and everybody else's mind that my super brother, Dusty Rhodes, is the World TV champion. We're going to find out what's going to happen there. Now, Great American Bash, USA title, Lex Luger. I have signed a contract. Lex Luger has signed a contract. How big is Lex Luger? How bad are you, Lex Luger? We are going to find out in a Great American Bash. And the last thing, Tony, the last thing right here in Atlanta, the match beyond. What is a little bit, how about the rules of this match, Tony?
Okay, it'll be 5 men on each side, Nikita. You're on one of the teams. It'll start out with 1-on-1 in that cage, enclosed on the top, then a coin flip. Then it's going to be a 2-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-2 until all 10 men are in the ring, and you must surrender or submit.
So you tell me first time ever, cage all the way around 2 rings. All the way around 2 rings. And first time ever, a cage come down on top of a ring.
On top of both rings, that's right.
Nobody in and nobody on.
10 will walk in and 5 will walk out.
Until somebody, how you say?
Surrenders or submits.
Somebody gonna get hurt, Tony. Sure. Somebody gonna get hurt bad. And right here in Atlanta, you're going to see, and the whole world is going to see something you have never seen before. And the Horsemen, you are going to see something you have never felt before. And that is pain like you've never felt before.
Need a call-off, fans. Let's go back to the ring.
How about he helps you get over the match in a big way there, did he not?
Yeah, he did, man.
He helped reiterate every step, every piece.
Yep.
And here comes your favorite.
Yep.
Shaking that ass, Mr. Jimmy Garvin.
Hey, I have a question here. The first War Games, July 4th, 1987, the match beyond War Games,
Yes.
was voiced over by me and Jim Ross, if I recall. And here we are on June 13th. So it's apparently between June 13th and the 4th of July when JR first appeared on World Championship Wrestling with us.
Yeah, he's getting ready to make his debut for sure.
Okay.
How fun is that?
Yeah, it's something else, man. Yeah, that's one of the things that I'll remember for a long time. He and I first doing the War Games, or the Match Beyond as we called it. The War Games where the Match Beyond starts after the War Games type of thing. It was cool. If you'll remember, War Games was a kind of a big movie back in the 80s, and they went with that. Love the purple sequence. And guess what? As Excalibur would say, sheer drop brain buster.
What up, man? What an
Hall of
athlete.
Famer Teddy
What a
Long.
great athlete.
He was the first one in the Hall of Fame of anybody in the ring.
Isn't that something?
He'll be at Starcast, Mr. Teddy Long.
Look forward to seeing him. That's one. Oh boy, here we go.
U.S. Tag Team Champions Jim Cornette's Midnight Express.
By the way, first of all, you see, I got through all the cage matches with Ronnie Garvin unscathed. No thanks to Jim Crockett Promotions, who's at me in the ring with Ronnie Garvin, had me in the ring with donkeys, every other kind of animal life. Let me tell you something, Jim Crockett. The only time I'm going to get in the ring, I'm finished wrestling. The only time I'm going to get in the ring from now on is if you can find me a little girl or a little kid to beat up somebody I know that I can whip. Elsewise, you people ain't going to see me in the ring again. Now, are our World Tag Team Champions here today, huh?
They were here right at the top of the program.
Champions they are. Let me tell you something. The Rock and Roll Express, when they won those World Tag Team titles, they were on top of the world. They were jubilant. They were joyous. They were celebrating. And then all of a sudden, like a bolt of lightning, like a knife right in the gut, the thought struck them. We're going to have to defend against the Midnight Express. And Ricky Morton, then he said, well, I tell you what, we know we can beat all the other teams in wrestling, so we'll defend against them. We'll wrestle all them, and we'll stay as far away as possible from the Midnight Express, the U.S. Tag Team Champions, the #1 contenders. Well, let me tell you something, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. I'm standing out here right now, and I'm saying that your family's dogs, that you're trash, that you're garbage, that you're punks, and you're cowards. Now, what kind of men would you be if you let a guy like me stand out here and call you cowards? Just defend the belts against us during the Great American Bash and either shut me up or lose those belts once and for all, brother.
We'll be right back, fans. Don't go away.
How fun and was that segment? Like, it feels like Bobby and Stan Lane were having so much fun out there.
Yeah. Conrad, we all were.
Yeah.
We all were having a blast.
Look at this graphic here. The 4 horsemen. Here we
Should
go.
probably get a fanfare too.
And here he is, the world champion, Ric Flair.
Brother, I've been on natural highs before, but today I'm on one of the all-time highs. Tully Blanchard, the great Tully Blanchard, defeats Dusty Rhodes. Beats him for $100,000. You know what I would have said to Tommy Young if I were you? The same thing I say to all my girlfriends when they catch me with another one. I'd say, honey, are you going to believe me or your lying eyes? And that's the way, boy. Big Dust went down. And I don't care how much crying, how much hollering, how much complaining, how many lawsuits are involved. The bottom line is, Dusty Rhodes, Tully Blanchard is walking around with $100,000, and he's still the champ. Oh, what a proud day in the life and the style and the rich and famous, the 4 Horsemen. Tully Blanchard done all. Now, the 4th of July, the match beyond. And you have to know, first of all, you out there, that Jim Crockett spent a fortune putting this together. Nikita Koloff box out here asking for an explanation. What's the match beyond? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a cage around 2 rings. With a cage on top. It's 5 guys walking down from one side. It's 5 guys walking out for the other. And you would figure it out. Yeah. What it boils down to when you talk about submitting or surrendering, if someone might get killed, are you willing? Are the Road Warriors willing? Is Dusty Rhodes willing? Is the Tina Koloff willing? Is Dusty Rhodes? You want to know Dusty Rhodes? Tell them about the hospital. Tell them about the knee brace. Tell them about paying the price. The 4th of July. Right here. In the Army. Admit. One has to submit or surrender. And you know me, look at it. Reputation speaks for itself. No submit, no surrender. We're talking blood, guts, sweat, and right here, guts. Look at this video, Tony, somebody. The match beyond, huh? You want to find out what it's all about? You be there. Because I'm telling you, in the Army, the 4 horsemen and J.J. Dillon are going to walk into that cage, and I'll be there. And they're not going to pay the price of a lifetime. Because in the I'm telling you, guys, on the other team, it's going to get me.
Go to the ring, fans.
So now it's going to be Tully, Arn, and Lex taking on Mike Force, a fellow named Chance, and 3 enhancement guys.
Yeah.
Boy, Flair was turned up to 11 right there, was he not?
Oh yeah, because he knows, we could really draw a big house with this unique match at the Omni on the 4th of July. I don't know. Maybe you can find out what was actually drawn that night, but I'm sure it was sizable. You know what I found interesting? As you know, coming up at the end of this month, we're going to have our own version of WarGames.
Yeah.
At Detroit, it's called Blood and Guts, and that's what Flair said during that promo.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be blood. It's going to be guts. I'm thinking, wow, how about that?
So
and knowing Tony Khan, he remembers that interview.
Of course he does. You guys had a Michael Hayes concert to open the show.
Oh, God.
Also had a David Allen Coe concert.
Okay.
They had 13,500 fans there.
Okay. That's pretty good.
And that was going to be J.J. Dillon's, the end of him. He's going to have a separated shoulder from taking that doomsday device.
Right.
And I think that's the last time he laced the boots up. Went right to the hospital and I actually have those boots. And I think we took them to Chicago last year for Low Key Big Hard Weekend.
Wow. Yeah. I remember he was really, really, really hurting after that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
What do you think of Arn and the Baby Blue?
Love it. I love it. Now, of course, I just, I'm a colorful type guy. I love colors. You see the shirt I got over there?
They're primed. They're ready. The match.
Man, Flair should have been a manager. He was out there fired up, was he not?
Yes, he was, man. He got, one of the jobs of a manager is, I always thought, to get the crowd fired up one way or the other.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Right. He'd have made a good one. Oh,
boy, what a fucking spine buster.
Yeah.
I think that's about as good as it's ever going to get, as far as spine buster goes.
Now Luger's going to rack him.
Lex now. Here's the icing to the cake. The finishing touches. He breaks them in half. The 4 horsemen definitely rule wrestling. Television champion Tully.
Let me ask you a question. What is that belt that Ric Flair carries out here? What does that mean?
That means he's the world heavyweight champion.
What does it mean when I carry this out here, Tony?
It means you're the champion.
That's exactly right. So don't go out here. Oh, look at the pain on the Dream's face. The Dream won. We saw 1, 2, 3. In the rule book, I believe it says you got to be in the ring
to get beat. When your foot is up on the rope and you go 1, 2, 3, it don't count. And just because you can't follow the rules and keep your mind and your wits about you and go running out the back of the building, don't blame the horseman because you are incompetent. Don't blame the horseman because you can't get the job done. Mike didn't help. Nobody helped. I get it. Tully Blanchard, the horseman, $100,000, the match of the century. And that's why it is, baby. That's why I got this. Nobody else. Me. I've got this. What comes down to is this. There's a lot of moaning and groaning going on right now. A lot of crying and whining on the other side. What comes down to Dusty Rhodes, you made 2 mistakes. Number 1, you assumed you beat Tully Blanchard, and the other through the ropes. You didn't beat the man. Number 2, you assumed the money was yours. J.J. Dillon took care of that with the money and Tully Blanchard's bank account. You can assume nothing when you're rushing the finest group of wrestlers in professional sports today, and that is the 4 horsemen. Don't you ever go on television and say that I stole anything. You can't be accused of stealing something that belongs to you. Did the foot go on as he counted 3 before after? It doesn't matter. It's academic. Tommy Young did a great job. He called it like he saw it. We have to abide by that decision. That's just how it is. But the WarGames, July 4th in the Army. Pressure on the part of the referee because 10 are going in and only 5 are leaving. And believe me, it is going to be a war. Get in there, Double A. What we're saying is this whole scheme of things is based on human error. If there wasn't human error, if everybody was perfect, nobody'd win, nobody would lose. But the problem is, Rhodes, don't blame us because you have a man left and a better man won. It's pure and simple. We're the finest there is.
Dude, what a hot episode.
Wow, man.
I got to tell
that?
you, I felt like Luger did a great job right there, man.
Yeah, he did. He the whole thing, if them together in their all their glory with the titles, and Tully had just stolen the title, and JJ threatening me, and Flair going to the stands and getting the banner and holding it up, and then the shot of the fans going 4 horsemen. I think you're seeing the 4 horsemen really in their glory here. Right? I mean, there have been, that Ole's not around and Luger's around now. But I just thought it was a great 4 horsemen moment. It's one of those moments that makes us remember the 4 horsemen for what they were.
It was a fantastic show. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with us. And before we get out of here, Tony, we need to tell everybody what we're doing. First thing every morning, of course, I'm talking about AG1. And I have to admit, I was first using AG1 because my wife turned me on to it long before they were a sponsor here on the show. And if you don't think you have enough time, or maybe you hate taking all the different pills and vitamins, maybe you want a supplement that tastes good, maybe you want more energy or an optimized immune system, we use AG1 every single day. And let me explain. With 1 delicious scoop of AG1, Tony, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, source superfoods, easy for me to say, probiotics, adaptogens, everything you need to help yourself start your day right. And this special blend of ingredients is going to better support your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, your focus, your recovery, your aging, all your things. And Tony, I know you and Lois have been using AG1 for a little while now too. What's your experience been?
Well, first of all, my experience is that we used to take these, I'm telling you, handfuls of these supplements, and now we don't have to. And we are getting the benefits just by that 1 scoop a day. And it's really helped us out a great deal because those things got to be very, very hard to take. And the thing about it is it tastes it's got a great taste. It's very good. It's the way we start our day. So
check it out. Really I think you're going to dig it. It's lifestyle friendly, whether you're keto or paleo or vegan or dairy free or gluten free. There's less than 1 gram of sugar. There's no GMOs, no artificial anything, no nasty chemicals. It still tastes good. It's going to help you sleep better, recover better mental clarity, better alertness. And Tony and I look at it almost like an all-in-one nutritional insurance.
Right.
Don't just take our word for it. Check this out. Athletic Greens has more than 7,000 5-star reviews. And right now, Tony and I think it's time you reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It really is just 1 scoop and a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health.
To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is be able to talk. And all you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/WHW. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/WHW to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. And let me add to this, the fact that immunity is so important in today's lifestyle, being able to supplement your immune system. And I have been healthy for a long, long time, knock on wood, and I really think Athletic Greens is a part of that.
I'm telling you, you're going to like it. It's athleticgreens.com/WHW. And Tony, I'm already looking forward to next week. Of course, by the time you and I record again, can't believe this is real. Forbidden Door will be in the rearview mirror.
Wow. And
I think, as a matter of fact, because, our show comes out on Mondays. It comes out a day or 2 days early for our patrons over at adfreeshows.com or patreon.com/WHW Monday. Next Monday, I'll be 41, Tony.
Whoa.
Where does the time go?
41.
Yeah, man.
Next Monday, the 27th of June.
Yep. The day after the Forbidden Door.
All right.
So I'm doing a little Forbidden Door watch along party that I got to tell my wife about. She probably doesn't know, but of course I couldn't get tickets. You some of my bitches sold it out in like a commercial break. Congratulations. Next week, we're going to be watching one of, I believe, the absolute dirt worst Clash of the Champions of all time.
Wow. Is this where the Shockmaster falls through the window?
No, that was a good one by comparison.
Okay. All right.
What is this one? This is a bad one.
A bad one. Okay.
Yeah. Clash of the Champions 19.
Clash of the Champions 19. Give me the year.
1992.
Okay.
So we've watched 20 before. But this is from Charleston, South Carolina, June 16th, 1992.
Okay.
It's the NWA Tag Team Title Tournament. And in the main event, they go 15 minutes. It's Dr. Death Steve Williams and Terry Bam Bam Gordy taking on the Steiner Brothers, which sounds awesome.
Was this also the one with Luger and Sid Vicious?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
We got Nikita Koloff and Ricky Steamboat taking on the Malenko brothers.
Okay.
We got Rick Rude and Steve Austin with Medusa taking on Marcus Alexander Bagwell and the Z-Man. Then we got Bam Bam and Doc taking on Jeff and Larry O'Day. The Steiner Brothers taking on Miguel Perez Jr. and Ricky Santana.
Okay.
Then we got Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes taking on Arn Anderson and Beautiful Bobby.
Uh-huh.
Then we got the Fabulous Freebirds taking on Los Cowboys, which is El Texano and Silver King.
Okay.
Then we got Flying Brian and Jushin Thunder Liger beating up Beef Wellington and Chris Benoit.
That would be Biff Wellington, I believe.
I go with Beef. Then we got Akira Nogami and Hirashi Hayes taking on the Headhunters, which is Arn Anderson and Bob Cook.
Okay.
And then, of course, our main event, Doc and Gordy taking on the Steiner Brothers. And guess who's on commentary for this, you son of a bitch?
Let's see. It's got to be 92. Was it me and JR?
Yep.
Okay.
Voice of wrestling and the voice of your childhood.
How about that? McAllister Fieldhouse at the Citadel. I remember we had another event at McAllister Fieldhouse at the Citadel. And I believe that's where, never will forget Luger beat
Steamboat, right? And it was sweaty as a motherfucker.
No, I think Luger beat Sid Vicious, and it was like real quick. And I remember them saying, well, if he beats him fast, the fans won't remember it. When did that happen? I don't know. I'm still looking. I don't know. I thought I'd be able to find it. Maybe I imagined it. I remember that for some reason. Fuck, I don't know. I'm old.
Let me help you out.
Okay.
Clash of the Champions 11.
Okay.
Took place June 13th, 1990 in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
There were 4,100 fans at the McAllister Fieldhouse on the campus of the Citadel. It drew a 4.1 on TBS. The seventh match on a 10-match card that night was Lex Luger beating Sid Vicious in 26 seconds.
That's it.
So
See, I do remember that.
it was
I
just
do
2 years
remember that.
prior to when you thought it was, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's the one I thought it was. That was back in the JYD heyday, I do believe, of WCW.
So
There you go. So
now that
not
you've had a chance to think about it, what do you think's
Yeah.
going to happen with WWE? Think Stephanie is the CEO for a while? Do you think this blows over? Do you think there's trouble in paradise? If you had to predict.
I am not. I cannot comment on that. I'm sorry. I wish I could.
It's weird because I feel like nobody really knows what to think about any of this.
No, they don't. They don't. It's such. I don't know.
Because the reality is, I think everyone agrees. We hope nothing bad happened with anybody, and everybody is healthy and happy and
Yes.
okay and doing well mentally and physically and emotionally and all that. But at the same time, it's like we don't know anything. But I don't think anybody ever guessed this would even be a sentence we'd be saying right now, that somebody besides Vince, right?
Yeah. Let me say this. I think if you're the type of person, I know there are plenty out there because we've talked about these people enough on this podcast. But if you're the type of person out there that wishes bad things on a wrestling promotion,
Oh, you're a horrible person.
what type of person are you?
Yeah.
What rock did you crawl out from underneath? Did your parents not take you to church when you were young to give you some sort of moral compass?
As a rule of thumb, I cheer for all businesses because it creates
too.
jobs and it's good for everybody.
Me too. Me too. I hate to see bad things said about anybody.
Yeah.
I don't care who they are. I just do. So I don't want to see bad things happen to any company. And I'll just be like you. I'll just watch from the sidelines, see what happens. But I can't make a comment on it. I shouldn't, because I'd be wrong because I'm not in the company.
Well, I think everybody's excited to see what happens. And I know I'm excited to see what happens this weekend. I'm going to have a house full of folks. And I don't know how much I'll get to see on Wednesday night. I'll try to catch up. But we got that big press conference. I hope folks will check that out as you're listening to this. It'll be tomorrow in Nashville. I think it'll be probably streamed a handful of places, but check it out. Should be a good time. Starcast will be here before you know it, Tony. And right now it looks like it's about that time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm checking right now, and yes, a hot tag for my wiener meat has been made, and I'm ready to go to bed because I'm fucking old, and I'm desperately out of time. We'll see you next week on What Happened When. We come to you Mondays on, see, Peter Meat got me off my kelter here. We come to you Wednesdays on Cumulus, but Mondays we come to you only on
Patreon, patreon.com/WHW Monday. And of course, adfreeshows.com.